Hello, what's up? Welcome to Moonshot Academy, pretty much where we learn and proceed to learn more about the market. Now, let me tell you, we have seen a current small little bit of a crisis. All time highs everywhere, yes. All time highs in the tech company, especially, and AI. What were they calling it? An AI bubble. What happened? We got hit pretty hard. I mean, stocks like Marvell fell 20%. Dell fell. CoreWeave, IonQ, quantum computing fell. IBM's kind of stuck there. There was a re-administration of money. Stocks like Moderna, Merck, Eli Lilly been stuck. Now they're at all-time highs. Gold and silver remain stuck and retraced back to October of last year, right? We are experiencing high volatility. Now, with that being said, what do you do in these type of moments? Well, you might want to redistribute your money. What I mean by that is have some protection. You don't want to have 20% of your portfolio in one company or 30% in one company that's tech heavy, and a bubble does pop and you experience a 40% loss. Some things are at an all-time high, and if you're paying 450 or 500, which is very possible for a company, and it retraces back to 200, it might be a while before you get your money back, and your capital will be stuck, or you'll end up selling at a loss. Me, I rather sell at a smaller loss, retrace my money, replace it, put it somewhere safer, uh, double down on other companies that might be tech companies that are a bit not so speculative. Yes, there's some companies making billions of dollars. Look, SanDisk just passed the value weighted average price. It just passed through the VWAP from a high. It's happening a lot. There's a lot of volatility. It happened right there. You know, um, so instead of having maybe, let's say, 10 shares of SanDisk, which is expensive. SanDisk is a $2,000 a company right now. So, you got 10 shares, you're talking about 20 grand, let's say it retraces, $150 to 200, which it could do in 20 minutes. That is SanDisk. It could do 300 in a day. I seen it through 400. Yeah, that'll take a hit. You'll take a hit. So why not lower it to 3 shares, redistribute it to some infrastructure, maybe Caterpillar like I did, or maybe Eli Lilly, Moderna, maybe some plane. Boeing right now is pretty low and cheap. They probably will recover. And have like a safety net. If things collapse, you don't fully get dropped down and drawn down. You have lifeboats. This is not investment advice. It's just my particular point of view. By far, I'm not a professional that's going to tell you what to do with your money or advise you, but I can tell you what I'm doing. Okay. And with that being said, for example, what did I do today? Well, last night I sold some Marvell. I was heavy into Marvell. I sold some at almost $1,000 loss. I redistributed it into Caterpillar. I cut CoreWeave down just, quite a bit. I had CoreWeave. I had about 30 shares. I only have 10 now. CoreWeave was doing great. It was having 10% days, but in an economy that we don't know what's going to happen, people are going to get away from CoreWeave. And why? Well, their cash flow right now is negative. They have heavy cash burn. Do they have billion-dollar contracts? Yes. Do they have contracts that they have to fulfill? Yes, they've already signed and been paid for. Some of them are getting paid in increments. They have to fulfill those contracts. But that doesn't change the point that they're wasting billions of dollars into building more infrastructure for themselves. I cut Dell at a loss. Dell got downgraded. People are still buying. I use a Dell computer, but I took like $150 loss on 10 shares, right? But see, 10 shares of Dell, they're about four something, right? So you're talking about $1,500 around there, right? But this is what I looked at. It's close to all-time highs. If there is a crisis, it could retrace back to its previous price of only 2 months ago, which would have been about 420, right? So that's 100 plus loss on per share, which would bring me back to over $1,000 loss. No, I'm not doing that. So what I did was and re-put it to something else, right? You might want to look into gold and silver. It's at an all-time low right now of the year. Silver is at an all-time low of the year. Hasn't been this price since October of last year or November. Gold also, just like that, you see SanDisk bouncing off the VWAP. People are defending the price. It's a highly volatile. We're not seeing trends up, trends down. We're seeing a lot of choppiness. We're seeing a lot of up and down. We're seeing news effects. President says the strait is open, it goes up. He says the strait is closed, it goes down. They say high taxes, they say low taxes. They say high interest, they say low interest. Boom, back, boom, 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 boom. I mean, for example, if you are in a day trade for those scalp traders out there and those day traders, and Trump or the Fed chair gets up there and starts speaking, close your trade. Close it right there. Don't wait for them to start talking. Their first words might crash it. Or if you're in a short position, might bring it up. You might be shorting on, let's say, SanDisk, right? You're shorting it. It's going down in a spiral. And all of a sudden he says, the strait is open. The next candlestick might be a $60 candlestick. And you might have been in for maybe 4 candlesticks that were maybe $10 each, right? Because SanDisk, that's the way it moves. So you're in 4 candlesticks, let's say, right? You have 10 shares, right? So you're up $400, but then you hit, let's say, just a $50 candlestick. Now you lost the 400 and you're down 100, just like that. So what do I do when they start speaking? Even the guys I watch on TV, when they start speaking, I close my trade. I'm not talking about your swing trades. I'm talking about your day trade. I close them. Unless it's a stock that might have particularly nothing to do, which almost everything has something to do with what they say. So just be careful, folks. Let's get on the trade. We got 3 minutes to the open.